Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be solving equations and I would consider this difficulty level 1.5. Difficulty level 1 is just whenever you had to either add or subtract or multiply or divide. In today's lesson you're going to have to do more than just one step to get to the answer. But before we get to that, let's just remind ourselves what the goal is. The goal whenever you're solving an equation is to get the letter by itself. And you get the letter by itself by undoing everything that's next to the variable. In summary, that means we want x equal to a number. We're going to be changing a whole lot of things so that we get this. Notice that x is positive. Notice that x is positive and it's not negative. Whenever we're done with the problem, we're only done if our answer has positive x, or whatever the variable is, equal to a single number. At least at this level. Eventually there will be more variables than just one, but for this video, that's our goal. Okay, I'm going to go through this list of examples. We have 4x minus 1 equals 15. You start by just boxing the letter. This is what I need by itself. We're going to start by doing the thing farthest away. So that would be addition or subtraction. So we're going to remove this minus 1 by adding 1. That's going to make a 16. 4x equals 16. The next thing we have is we have 4x. I don't want 4x, I just want single x because our goal was to have x equals. So we're going to divide by 4 on both sides. 4 over 4 makes 1, 16 over 4 makes 4. Next example. 75 equals 2x plus 11. You start with the thing that's farthest away, which is the 11. So we're going to subtract 11 because we're undoing it. Those make 0. It leaves us with 2x on the right side, and 75 minus 11 is going to be a 64. Then we have this 2x. That's 2 times x. We need that 2x to just be a regular x, so we need to divide by 2. These two fit each other perfectly, and then 64 divided by 2 makes 32. Done. Number 6. X over 5 minus 6, so we're going to add 6 to make that go away. 5 plus 6 is 11, equals x over 5. That over 5, that 5 is dividing x. The 5 is dividing. To stop division, you multiply on both sides. That leaves us with x equals 55. 8. X over 4 minus 9 equals 51. I'll box the x. I forgot about that in the last two problems because I'm just used to solving these questions really quickly. So I box the x. That means x needs to stay. We need everything else to go away. That minus 9, we're going to add it to the other side. Gone. X over 4 equals 60. X over 4. To remove the divide by 4, we need to multiply. Times 4. Times 4. These two balance out. And then 6 times 4 is a 24. And we just keep that 0. And we're done. We just did 8. Let's do 10. x divided by 2 minus 9 equals 15. So the first step is we're going to get rid of that 9 by adding it. We're going to copy what stayed the same. 15 plus 9 is 24. Last step, multiply by 2. X equals 48. Two-thirds x minus 5 equals 5. First thing we're going to do is get rid of the minus 5. We're going to get rid of the minus 5 by adding it. Those become 0. 5 plus 5 makes 10. Two-thirds x is still there. Now we need to get rid of the two-thirds. That two-thirds, that's multiplying x. Two-thirds times x. We could divide by two-thirds, but dividing by two-thirds over here, that's going to be a bit weird, so we're not going to divide by two-thirds. Instead, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. The reverse of two-thirds is 3/2. We're going to multiply both sides by 3/2 because a 3 on top balances with a 3 on the bottom, a 2 on top balances with a 2 on the bottom, and that leaves us with x equals 10 times 3/2. So that's 10 times 3 is 30, divided by 2 equals 15. On to number 14. 2x plus 2.8. 2x plus 2.8 equals 9.6. So we're going to subtract the 2.8. Right now the 2.8 is adding, so we're going to subtract the 2.8. Subtract 2.8. Over here, that makes a 6.8. Yeah, I was right. Okay, 6.8 equals 2x. Our goal is not to have 2x, our goal is to have just x, so we need to remove the 2 by dividing by it. X equals 3.4 is the answer. Last one, number 16. Starting with what is furthest away, we're going to get rid of the plus 3. We're going to subtract 3. That leaves us with 10 equals 1/2 x. Again, we're not going to divide by 1/2. You could, but we're going to multiply by 2 over 1. 2 on top cancels with 2 on the bottom, and multiply by 2 over 1 over here. Ones, those don't even matter, those are just ones. So 1 divided by 1 is still 1. That leaves us with x equals 20 over 1, which is 20. So in an equation that's as simple as this, you do the opposite of adding and subtracting first, and then after that you get rid of whatever is attached to x, the coefficient. Okay, I just call these the best steps because you don't have to do it this way. You could remove the division first, and I will show you that right now. 2x plus 2.8 equals 9.6. If you wanted to, you could do the multiplication first, but you have to do it the right way. If we have a 2x, that's 2 times x right here on the left, you could remove it by dividing by 2. But if you divide this piece by 2, you would have to actually divide everything on the left by 2 and everything on the right by 2. So we would have to do 2x divided by 2 and 2.8 divided by 2. The left side splits up into two separate fractions. Then you can reduce, and then you can subtract. X equals 3.4. And that is the answer we got the other time too. The difference is, look at how much space this took up, and look at how much space I spent here. Okay, maybe the space isn't that different, but the time, this way took no time at all, because if you get rid of adding first, you're going to make it so that you have to divide less things in the end. If you do division first, then you have to make sure that you're dividing everything, that you're doing it the right way, and then you get to add and subtract after that. But it's possible that you would have made a decimal through that division, and that's not fun. So these are the best steps I have for you, and I recommend you use them.